Hello everyone, this is Amit. Welcome to another Notepad++ tip. This video is a part 2 of series on keyboard shortcuts in Notepad++. Now if you haven't looked at part 1, you can check out the link right on the top right, in which we looked at these different keyboard shortcuts in Notepad++. But in this video, we are going to look at some of the other keyboard shortcuts that you can use. Now, as always, I'm going to put the timestamp at the bottom in the description. So if you are already familiar with some of these, then you can skip to the one that you would like to learn. So let's get started. The very first keyboard shortcut type that we are going to use is commenting. Now, as you work on different language in Notepad++, there is always a code block that you would like to comment or add a comment and so on. And so in order to add a comment in Notepad++ using keyboard shortcut, you can press Ctrl-K key. If you want to uncomment it, it is Ctrl-Shift-K. So let's take a quick example. I have this C code, and let's say I would like to comment this particular function. And so all I have to do is select my lines and then press Ctrl-K key. And as you can see, it added these comment blocks right in front. If I want to remove that, again I select them and press Ctrl-Shift-K. And that's about it. Now this should work with pretty much any language that Notepad++ recognizes. So let's take another example. I have this HTML code and I would like to, let's say, comment this P block or P tag. I can again do Ctrl-K. And there you go, it added a keyboard shortcut, a comment right in front. If I want to remove it, Ctrl-Shift-K. And so this is pretty easy and very handy shortcut. And if you want to learn more about it, I have a whole another video in which I go to a lot more details. So check that out right on the top right corner. All right, so let's go to the next one. And this is about bookmarks. So bookmarks are basically a placeholder in Notepad++. If you have a large text or a code, and if you are working on a different part of that code at the same time, and if you want to quickly move up and down, you can use these bookmarks. So in order to enable bookmark, you can actually use mouse also. You go to this gray bar right on the right next to the line, and if you click on it, you can see that there is a bookmark that is added. But you can use keyboard shortcut to really quickly add that as you're working in the text. So in order to add a bookmark, you just need your cursor to be in that line, and you press Ctrl F2 key, and as you can see, it added this bookmark right at that line. If I want to untoggle or remove that, the same key, Ctrl F2, and it will remove it. Now let's say I put a bookmark right here, and then maybe right here, and maybe I'll put it one on the top, Ctrl F2. And if I would like to just quickly move from one to the other, now F2 key will take you to the next bookmark. So if I am right here, if I click on F2, you can see that my cursor is moving to that. F2 takes you to the next bookmark. Shift F2, it takes you to the previous bookmark. Now if you've been following my part 1 series, you will start to see the pattern where there is a particular keyboard shortcut, and shift plus that shortcut usually goes into the opposite direction. So again, F2 goes to the next bookmark, and shift F2 goes into the previous bookmark. So that's about the bookmarks. Again, I have a whole dedicated video for bookmarking in Notepad++, and I'm going to link on top right corner right here. So please check that out. So next one is changing the case. Now there are times where you would like to change the text to uppercase or lowercase. Now there is a very easy keyboard shortcut. You select the text that you would like to change, and you press Ctrl-Shift-U, which is basically uppercase, and you can see it converted it into uppercase. If I want to change it to lowercase, it's Control U, and it changes everything to lowercase. Now there is another one that I have not mentioned. Maybe I should write it down here, and that is called proper case. And basically, let's say you would like to have a text or a paragraph, but each first character of your word you would like to change it to uppercase. In that case, it is, I think it's Alt U. So let's select this, and I'm going to do Alt. Let's select this one, sorry, because we would like to change this. So Alt U, and you can see, I'll do Control Z. You can see that currently each character, first character of this word is lowercase, but once I use this shortcut called Alt plus U, then it will change each first character of the word to uppercase. So if you're writing a title or text where you would like the first character to be uppercase, you can very easily do that. As always, I have a whole dedicated video for this particular shortcut, and just more details. So make sure that you check that video right on top right corner. The last one is little different. This is not a default setting in Notepad++, but I found it to be extremely useful, and it is for code alignment. Now you will need to install a plugin called Code Alignment, and if you would like to learn more about it, I'm going to just link it right on here, so you can check that out. But once you put this plugin, once you install this Code Alignment plugin, you can really use that to align your code, to improve the code readability. So what do I mean by that? So let's take this example. I have this just some kind of a code, and I have some kind of comment at the end. Now this seems okay to read, but it's still a little confusing. So code alignment can really help in this case. Now I already have this plugin already installed. So as I said, make sure you check the video on the top right corner to install this. But once you get that, the shortcut that you can use is Control Shift and equals to sign. So let me go here. I'm going to select my code block. I'm going to press Control Shift and equals to sign. And usually it brings up this dialog box where it is asking me where would I like to align these lines at what character. So I would like to align it right at these slashes. So I'm going to just specify that, and you can see how it is going to look like. So look at that. I'm going to click OK, and look at that. It looks way better. It's much easier to read if you are going to pass on your code to somebody else. They can really understand the code much better. This was the previous one, which is not bad at all, but this really improves the code readability. Here is another example. Again, you have let's say you have number of variables of variable size, and again, it's not too bad. But if I use code alignment using Control Shift equals to, and this time I'm going to align it at equals to sign, right? And you can see the difference, and there you go. So it just fractionally improves the readability of your code, and whoever is reviewing your code will be much more happier to read through your code rather than having something like these, right? And so code alignment is again very handy keyboard shortcut that I use all the time, and I'm going to link that right here so you can check that out also. So far we looked at about 8 different types of keyboard shortcuts. So make sure that you check both part 1 and part 2 of these, and I hope it will really help you to become a master or a wizard at keyboard shortcuts. And so I hope you learned something new. If you like this video, please click the like button, and please subscribe to my channel to learn more about Notepad++. And if you have any comments, please add that in the comment section. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.